Now we are going to do the calculation for concrete estimating. First, we have to calculate the material cost. The cement price has to be times by 28 packs to get 1 meter cube in size. Price of sand times 1.5 meter cube to get the price of sand. Following by calculate the price of 3 meter cube aggregate. Total up the answers to get the sum. We have to allow 50% for shrinkage, compaction and weightage for material from the sum above and get the total again. This is the cost of 5.5 meter cube concrete, so we have to divide the sum with 5.5 to get the cost per meter cube. Next is the calculation of machinery cost. First item in capital cost is the initial cost of the machine. Following is the 10% of interest per annum times its economic lifespan, which is 4 years. 10% of maintenance cost and 5% of transportation cost. Bracket the depreciation cost for minus. Next, calculate the total. Divide the total by the economic lifespan, working day per year and working hour to get the cost per hour. Next is the operating cost of machine. Different size of concrete mixer need different number of labor, diesel and lubricant. Concrete mixer 7.5 require 1 operator and 3 general labor. Diesel use is 1.6 liter per hour and lubricant use is 0.6 liter per hour. So, general labor cost need to times 3 and both diesel and lubricant need to times the amount used and working hours per day. Total up and divide by working hour per day to get cost per hour. Total up the capital cost, operating cost, and divide the output of mixer to get cost per meter cube. Following is the calculation of labor cost. Labor constant for hosting, placing, compacting and packing concrete around reinforcement bars for 150 mm to 300 mm thick suspended floor slab is 7.5 hour per meter cube. Times the labor constant with general labor cost per hour to get labor cost per meter cube. At the end, we need to add allowance for profit and overhead. Total up the material cost, machinery cost, and labor cost, and add a percentage of profit and overhead to the sum to get the final cost of concrete per meter cube.
This video will show how to build average of the concrete work of the suspended slab. Now we find the total cost of the concrete work of the example by using the build out rate we done just now. The dimension of the slab is 4.4 meter length times 5 meter width times 0.18 meter height, so the volume of the slab is 3.96 meter cube. Total cost of the concrete is 3.96 meter cube times Rm 289.51 per meter cube. We get 1,146 ringgit and 46 cents. Area of the surface of the slab is 4.4 meter times 5 meter equal to 22 meters square. Side of the slab is the perimeter of the slab times its height. We get 3.38 meters square. Total area of the formwork is 25.38 meters square. The total area times with the build out rate, we get the total cost of the formwork. Area of the slab is 22 meters square. Total cost of the fabric reinforcement is the slab area times with the build out rates. We get 709 ringgit and 6 cents. Sum up all the costs, we get 4,220 ringgit and 42 cents for the total cost of concrete work. Now we are going to calculate the formwork to the horizontal soffit of the suspender step for soffit not exceeding 3.5 meter high per meter square. The left-hand side of the video screen shows the question and the data given. We need to refer to the data to do the cost estimate. All the costs we calculate as IM per meter square. First of all, we start from the material cost. Boarding of the slab used per meter square is given. It is IM 30 ringgit per 1 meter square. Next, the timber support required as the data given is 0.6 meter cube per 10 meter square. It times with the cost of 900 ringgit per ton, as we need to convert 1 ton to meter cube, so it divides by 1.4 meter cube and get 38.57 ringgit. We sum up these two costs and get 68.37 ringgit. Since the question had mentioned the timber can use for 5 times, so it divides by 5 and gives 13.70 ringgit. Nails, bolts and mold oil is M2 per meter square. We sum up this to get a subtotal of RM 15.70. The question also allows for 10% wastage, so we get 10% from the 15.70 ringgit and get 1.57 ringgit. Finally, subtotal at the wastage, we get the cost of material per meter square is 17.27 ringgit. In labor cost of erect and dismantle is done by 2 joiners and 1 general labor. So for prepare and erect, joiner cost is 120 ringgit per day, divided by 8 hours per day and times 1 hour per meter square labor constant. As we have 2 joiners, we need to times 2, so we get 30 ringgit per meter square. General labor cost is 60 ringgit per day, divided by 8 hours per day times 0.75 hour per meter square labor constant, we get 5 ringgit and 63 cents. For dismantling the calculation same as prepare and erect, we only change the labor constant. We sum up all the costs and get RM 63.76 for labor cost per meter square. Total up material cost and labor cost, we get subtotal of 81.03 ringgit. Allow 15% overhead on profit, we get 15% from the subtotal. Include material cost, labor cost and overhead on profit, we get cost of formwork per meter square is 93.18 ringgit.